All right, so welcome back to Happy Hour with Heather and Guest. I'm Andrew. I'm joined by Shane from the band They Watch Us from the Moon. Welcome back to the show. I feel like we talked a few months ago.
Yeah, about 6 months
Yeah, something like I
ago.
forgot the exact time. I
Does
know
that
that
sound right? May-ish,
around Mayish was certainly the
June
summertime.
maybe. I don't remember.
Um, I know that the album
Yeah, I
had just
appreciate you having me back.
yeah. Well, I know the album had just been released when we spoke, and I know now there's a graphic novel you have. So
That's right. Yeah, we're cranking out stuff. There's working on a bunch more things as well. But yeah, the graphic novel was oh man, about 2 years, 3 years in the making, I guess. Um, we finally have it out. It's available on Amazon. Um, you can get it print direct, like you order it, they print it out, ship it right to you, and I believe it's on available on Kindle. Like you can
gotcha.
just go get a digital copy on
Yeah.
Kindle.
Well,
So it's out there in the world, man.
it is. What's cool is like I listen to the album, just the songs for in and of themselves. Like when I listened to it the last time, not really realizing that there was like a whole mythology and a whole story going on. Um, that's real.
Yeah,
Like it's really cool how it works on so many levels. Like you can listen to the tracks and appreciate them for just being good music, but if you take the time to realize, like, it's basically like a rock opera. There's like a whole
exactly.
it's really cool. um I definitely plan on going
Thank you.
back and doing more of a deep dive of the whole story, especially now that I know there's a graphic novel coming out, or out already, I should
Yeah,
say.
the first issue is out. It's about a 35-page book or so. But we're planning on doing more. We just got to kind of see where the waters flow with it, and like trying to find the right avenues in which to sell a graphic novel is not an easy task. Believe it
No.
or not, they don't make it easy. So
No.
we're trying to find our way with it. But the uh, the artist is a guy named Rick Laura, and he did the bulk of the work on this book. Man, the art is all him, and it's dark and doomy and alien, and he did a fantastic job.
Well, that's very cool. I look forward to taking a look at it one of these days. Um, you'll have to excuse me for a second because
Cool.
you're uh, including more of a multimedia thing. There was a musician from Ireland who I spoke to, who has a similar type of, like, she has multimedia playing in the background. She's a one person band, so a lot of it is like programmed and using computers.
Oh,
But
cool.
but she also did a graphic novel release, and I think she had like different tiers that you could participate in. Um, I'm definitely going to remember her name. Uh,
When you do, send me a link because I would love to check it out.
yeah,
That sounds
one.
right up my alley.
Yeah. Well, it's also, she sort of dealt with like a dystopian sci-fi future type thing, and I feel like it's very similar. With excuse me, with They Watch Us from the Moon being sort of like a space saga. Like I felt like they would be very complementary.
That's pretty cool, actually. That's kind of my vision of the future for that art graphic is to take it in like a very end of humanity type of situation.
Sure.
But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I enjoy, man. Apocalyptic, dystopian, never anything good never happens in
Right.
a, in a,
Right.
in a, in a story. That's kind of, yeah, it's kind of points out the fallacy of man kind of thing. And I find that very intriguing.
Sure. Well, what's funny is that the music, most of the music that you have on the album, you could classify as like, psychedelic or stoner or doom. It has that sort of vibe to it. But then the vocals bring this really nice like melody to it. There's the harmonizing melodies that just sort of bring a whole new layer to it. So even if you are writing about like
That's the
dystopian,
idea.
yeah, it was. But yeah, it's really I've always
It
appreciated.
kind of, I think who the masters of that are. A little glitch there. Did that come through?
Yeah, I think. Well, I think we were on a bit of a delay.
Okay. I was gonna say the Cure are masters of that,
They are. They definitely
and
are.
I that's and I love how that delivers. So kind of was an experiment to float it out there, and it worked. We think,
Yeah.
it's
Well, I think it. Yeah, I mean there's a lot going on. It's funny because as I was listening to it, I was trying to think like, okay, who do your vocalists remind me of? It's like, is it uh, with Heart with the Wilson sisters, or is it the Breeders? Like I was trying to think who would have like these dueling female vocals that complement each other so well.
I mean, people made a lot of connections that kind of blew my mind about it.
Yeah.
I didn't see a lot of that come. Some people were saying ABBA, and
Huh.
just like really, really. I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, it was a cool compliment, but it definitely wasn't intentional, and it kind of blows my mind a little bit that that comparison is there. But um, hey, people enjoy it for that. That's totally cool with me. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's,
Well, I don't know if I would have said ABBA necessarily, but I see where they're coming from, you know.
kinda.
Kind of
Yeah,
just the fact that
kinda.
it's to, harmonizing female vocalists. That's sort of
Yeah,
but that's cool that there are other like there are other this is the first installment of the graphic novel and that there's more coming. And that
yep,
there are other projects you have in mind for this because I really feel like it's a limitless possible. I mean, you've created a world, and there's
yeah.
a ton of different things you can do.
We've got a comic book or excuse me, a coloring book coming out pretty soon. It's just going to be just a lot of like ufology and spaceships and things like that. But yeah, we're going to do a coloring book. Um,
Nice,
Probably be out and about. Probably do the Amazon print to order thing as well in a few months.
right?
Working on a video for Space Angel. Um, yeah, man, it's just all clicking along. Also, writing new music for a new record. I'm gonna take it in a whole different direction this time. I'm like just left field from
Right,
where we are right now. So
right.
I,
Hold on, that's the here. That was the person whose name I was trying to think of, but it doesn't say. Anyway, I apologize. Keep going.
that's all right. Um, Oh, we're just going to take things in a different direction. It's going to still going to be what we are, but we're definitely putting it out. We're changing direction somewhat. You know, I'm a big believer in like a band's second album should be like you're reinventing the thing in which you do.
Right.
So I don't want the second album to sound anything like the first album. It's going to be from a entirely different perspective. Even like the new stuff is from the perspective of the bad guys.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
So you're mixing
whole
it up.
new, yeah, whole new reinvention of the thing itself. So I'm excited about it. I've been like loving the tunes, and we're in pre-production already. We're demoing and getting ready to record this winter.
That's awesome.
But I'm pretty excited about it, man. And
Yeah.
hopefully that brings more graphic novels. That's the idea. I've got
Yeah.
probably
Well,
four issues written. It's just there's a lot of life that takes place with the artist and myself, and we're going to crank them out as soon as we can. But definitely, it's in the it's on the list, as they say.
sure. Well, I mean, I feel like there's just so much you can do, and, exploring all the facets of the world you've created, and the story you have. Be it, you can tell it from the villain's point of view, you can tell it from your point of view. Um, it's a lot like how Star Wars has just birthed all of these different offshoots.
Yeah, yeah. I've had people ask me like, where is the story going? Why didn't you start it like explain it what's going on? And like when you see the band live, there's these uh interludes between songs that at at first they were just crazy noises and galactic sounds and whatnot, but then we started layering in a storyline. And if you've seen us live, there are people out there that have. We did some touring this last summer. Um, the narrative starts to come in, and the live show we play the same. Here's what's funny to me, anyway. The live show we play the same songs just in a different order, but the order in which we play live tells the story more of the comic book idea or the graphic
Yep.
novel idea, which is this band gets abducted by aliens and shot up to the moon.
Sure.
Um, but and it's the beginning of the origin story, and where it's going is a whole superhero league of heroes that thwart evil in space. So
Yeah. Well,
again,
it's as I said before. I think it works on a lot of levels. You can
thank you.
appreciate just the music. You can appreciate the story and the music. There's a lot. I mean, you combined it all together. Um,
Yeah,
by
that's
the
the
way,
idea. I'm sure.
the artist I was thinking about is called Death and Gloria.
Okay.
Um, so if you look it up, I know they combine a multimedia show, um, with like videos and interludes, and there's I know there was an ID card you could send away for, um,
Ooh,
that fit the
I want one.
story. Yeah, I mean it's just called Death and Glory. I'll send you the
This
link.
sounds very cyberpunky, and that's
It is.
that's
It's yeah. It was
that's
very
my
cool.
jam.
It was very yeah. You
That's
should. I mean,
cool.
it's especially if you're thinking of branching out into doing more of that sort of thing. Then I think you should definitely check them out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
but that's
that
awesome.
sounds awesome.
I'm really glad to know that you're, this is just the beginning. I feel like
Oh, oh yeah,
there's a lot more They Watch Us from the Moon to come, and
that is the idea.
I'm excited. I feel like I've gotten in on the ground floor.
Yes, you have actually, man. I mean,
So
gosh, I think we first made contact back in the EP days. I think that
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
pre-COVID. So
sure.
yeah, I really appreciate all your support, man. It's
Yeah, well,
very cool.
Heather and I love doing this show because we love getting the music that we love out there to other people. So, however we can
Yeah.
help do that, it's really awesome. Um,
Wow.
because I think
I
more people would love to hear your music that may not know where to find it. So, if we
Yeah,
can,
there's a lot of music that comes out monthly too, man. It's near impossible to keep up with
sure,
everything that comes out. It's just I think the Doom Chart organization, I think I heard one time that their organization, just their platform is they submit like 500 or 600 albums a month.
yeah,
A month.
yeah, yeah. No,
That's
it's
that's crazy amount of music. I mean, how do you
you can't,
possibly find all the cool things?
you
It's
can't. You just yeah.
platforms
Well,
like this that are like, hey,
you
hey, hey, just this, and this.
you do what you can. Um,
Yeah,
but
it's
I'm
we're doing
glad
the
you're out there
Lord's work.
making music.
Well, thank you. Glad to
Yeah,
do
and
it.
keep up with that. I'm looking forward to seeing where the story goes, where the music goes,
Yay!
and yeah,
Left field.
yeah. Well,
That's
thank
where.
you so much for taking the time to speak with me, and good luck with
Thank you
everything.
very much. Thank you very much.
And
Really appreciate it. Thank
yeah,
you.
it's my pleasure. I'm glad to know that you're out there making more music.
It's coming.
Cool,
Thank
cool.
you.
Well, have a good one, and I will speak to you soon.
You too. Happy holidays.
Thanks. You too. Take care.
Thank you. You too.